Chat is scrolling, and we are live recording for the YouTube. Welcome to the Comic Talk for November 30th, 2022. Wow, November is already gone. That's incredible. Welcome back to King Midas Collects, guys. We're live, twitch.tv/EricandBOnlyVaughn. And this is the 5th Wednesday of the month. You know what that means? Usually around the time that the major companies put out annuals. So essentially books that are kind of like their own little side story to whatever story arc is currently going on. It's kind of wrap up the year, so that happens a lot during our 5th Wednesday of the month. So let's get into the LCS pools. And we're live, of course. Look at that. Tad Lazy saying hi for the YouTube community. First up, our reprints here. This is a second print for Star Wars Visions #1. If you guys haven't had any idea or checked out Star Wars Visions, man, that stuff is fantastic. I'd give it a watch. It's pretty cool. Next up, we have this awesome Greg Land variant for Strange issue #8. We got a new #1 from Image, Plush #1. This was in my box, so we'll check it out, see what this is about. Next up, oh man, just gorgeous Carla Cohen. Carla is pretty much going to be the new Adam Hughes, Jenny Frison around here. Anytime she has a cover out, we're going to pick it up. So Vampirella Year 1, issue #4 there. Next up, Image and DC are teaming up. Well, they teamed up for this one because the Batman Spawn book is about to come out in December, but this is a variant here for Kal-El Returns with Spawn and Superman on the cover. Every single Image book in the month of December to celebrate Spawn, the 30th anniversary of it, is going to have Spawn on the cover, so it's a pretty big deal. New #1 here with Planet Hulk Worldbreaker. I believe this is a 5-issue miniseries set, what does it say on the front there? 1,000 years into the future of the planet Sakaar. Hey guys, that was it for the LCS polls. Of course, as always, you know, our Things from Another World order is in process, so we'll get that next week. We might take a look at what we actually pulled out of that one, because it's all the annuals and all the extra books, just to create some more content for you guys. But we have some more books to show off. So I actually was able to sell my Final Fantasy, my Fantastic Four. They both start with FF. My Fantastic Four 52, that's the first appearance of Black Panther. I had 2 copies of it that were graded. I had a 2.0 and I had a 3.5. When I first got the 2.0, I was just super happy to have the Black Panther T'Challa first appearance. Guy was offering $400 for it at the time. It was still a little steep even then when I bought it almost 3 years ago. But then it climbed up a bit because, you know, the pandemic occurred and everyone was just scrambling for their books. Unfortunately, it's dipped back down, but the GPA was still around the 400 range. I ended up selling it for a little less than that because of the back of it, and I've showed you guys in previous videos, it just didn't present very well on the back. But again, I do have a 3.5, so I still have that copy, and I do have facsimiles if I want to read. I'm talking too much about FF. Essentially, this is one of the books that I was able to get with the sale of the FF52. Just an early Spider-Man book here, issue #32. I guess he was selling it for $40, which is not bad, but it's pretty beat up. And on the back, it also says that the cover is detached and the last page is torn. So I don't, even for $40, I think that is a little too much for something that's torn, but it is early Spider-Man, Silver Age Spider-Man. So, I mean, people pay a premium for it. Unfortunately, I also thought that this was issue 32 I didn't have a copy of. So I was like, low grade, better than no grade. I already own 32. So now I have 2 copies of it, and I will be trying to move this for whoever needs it for their collection. Next up, I thought this was pretty cool. This was given out. No, this one wasn't given out, but it's an ash can for Gargoyles #1 from Dynamite Entertainment. So Gargoyles #1 is going to be dropping in January. David Nakayama on the cover there. If you guys aren't familiar with ash cans, they're usually like pamphlet sized comics, and they kind of give you a preview of what's to come. So there's a new Gargoyles book coming, and everyone's pretty excited about it. So it's cool to see that the ash can was like just out there. All right, so ratio variants that came, ratio variants that came in from one of the online retailers that do a lot of variant covers. So this one's Batman and Joker Deadly Duo #1. This is the Virgin Ivan Tao Harley cover here. I just like the stark white background, you know, the capture of her face here. You don't get that kind of headshot very often, so very cool cover. I love it. Next up, really liking Lobos these days, so we have a Tiger Division Lobos variant #1, and then the Virgin. These were cool too because if you bought the combo, the trade dress was free, so save a little bit of money there. Next up, Deadpool #1, Carrie Andrews. Really, really nice throwback homage, like 90s style art there. Pretty cool. And again, same concept there with that Virgin on top of a Cable, Deadpool, Wolverine, and Spider-Man. Next up, I won these books on Whatnot. So these were shipped free. Can you believe it? Josh Burns, Poison Ivy #1. This one will be added to the tables at the flea market. So if you want this cover, let me know. Lucio Parillo, Predator issue #1. And these are all the free ones that we won. It's awesome. This is an ash can. Now I said the ash can earlier was pamphlet size, but sometimes they are comic book size. For Good Boy Volume 2, this is the Bill Sienkiewicz ash can variant. Awesome cover. Next up, some magic action on Johnny Goldbane issue #1. Beautiful variant, exclusive variant. These are really cool. Jamie Tyndall signed. Now these two I did pay for $25, I believe, but they were randomized. So you got a random Tyndall cover and they're signed by him as well. So this is a Wonder Woman that he did. There's a signature right between her legs. And then a Red Sonja signed Tyndall. So I think these are pretty cool. For what books they are on the inside, I think one of them's Immortal Red Sonja #2 for the Sonja, and for the Wonder Woman, I think it's some indie book. I don't know which one it is. Next up, this one's fantastic. Some more Ivan Tao goodness. I believe it is Ivan Tao. Yes. I don't think they're just putting his signature on there. Anyway, Harley 30th anniversary. Again, you can tell because of the white background, adding it in there, that color bleed style there, the negative effect. Fantastic Harley cover. Love it. That does it for those online buys. Now we got our My Comic Shop books from last week. So we're going to show you guys what we got there. Vampirella Strikes, some Lucio Parillo. Stuff of Nightmares. This is like a old school Hollywood poster homage for issue #3, excuse me. Next up, we got this Kamen Rider 01. Pretty cool looking book. This is a Derek Chu cover. Kind of reminiscent of like Ultraman. We have Power Rangers issue 101, the second print with the new Rita Repulsa. Robin Hood Last Stop issue #1. This is the C cover. Next up, we got a Peach Momoko on All Out Avengers issue #3. Didn't even know Peach was doing a variant for this, so I had to pick it up. Then we got some Hallows Eve. This is a brand new character in Amazing Spider-Man, issue #14 on the cover there. One variant and then the character design variant. So new villain there. This is a second printing for Stuff of Nightmares for issue #2. Pretty creepy looking there. I don't think I've read issue 2 yet. And a second printing for Earth Divers, Kill Columbus, issue #1. I think this is going to be Ghost. Nobody's looking for a second print of this book, but it's got a pretty cool premise. I highly suggest checking it out. Alpha Betas issue number 2. You guys are gonna like this because this is a homage to Super Mario Brothers 2. So very, very relatable. Next up, a incentive cover. I believe this is the 1 in 10 for Daredevil issue number 5. The new leader of the Hand, Matt Murdock. Ooh, spoilers. Spoilers! Next up, we have a 1 in 25 for Ronin Book 2 from Frank Miller, issue number 1. So these variants, man, we cooking it with the variant game over here at the channel. Department of Truth, issue 22, the 1 in 50. Next up, Explosive, the final issue of G.I. Joe, issue 300, the retailer incentive variant. This is John Royal, 1 in 10. Final issue from G.I. Joe. What's going to happen to that series? I don't know. Some Lucio Parillo goodness. Alien, issue number 3. This is the 1 in 50. Crazy looking cover there. This one is fire. I absolutely love this cover. DC versus Vampires, issue number 11. This is Steve Beach with that grotesque plastic man. That is awesome, dude. If you like your horror. Next up, probably the best book out there. The best book of 2022, in my opinion, The Human Target, issue number 9. Francisco Francavilla cover. The cover A for this is fantastic because he's running away from Batman. Yeah, and the premise is so good. He thinks he's being tailed by Batman, or rather Matches Malone, who Batman impersonates from time to time when he has to go undercover as a civilian. And so he thinks that he's tailing him, and he's in this restaurant just sitting down, and he starts beating on this dude because he just thinks he's Batman. But then he has this epiphany that he's like, this is too easy. If this was Batman, this guy would, when he's like getting punched back, he's like, I shouldn't be in this fight because Batman would be wailing on me if it was actually him. But then he just keeps beating him up anyway. It's kind of funny. Dan Hip here on that Punchline, issue number 2. Pretty fun little variant cover here. Been doing a lot of DC stuff lately. Did the Nightmite cover from the previous week. And then our final 3 that we're going to show you guys today. Awesome covers here. We have a foil Dark Crisis, the Dark Army. I think I showed you guys the regular seed cover for this. First full appearance of Red Canary. But this is the 1 in 50 foil. Then, again, we can't do a video without some Jenny Frison. So we got Once Upon a Time at the End of the World. Virgin variant here. Jenny Frison goodness. I think this is the 1 in... either the 1 in 50 or the 1 in 75. There's a black and white gray, or black and gray Virgin variant. That's the 1 in 100. Didn't want to spend too much money on getting them both. Get one, it's good enough for me. And last but not least, had to get that beautiful Punchline. This is the 1 in 100 Sozo Micah foil Virgin. We got to get this. We got to get this girl graded as soon as possible to preserve it. Don't want any blemishes on it. Beautiful cover. Sozo Micah is killing it right now. We got powerful women doing comic book covers right now. Jen Bartel, Jenny Frison, Sozo Micah, Carla Cohen, Selena, all fantastic artists. I'm sure I'm leaving out a slew of artists killing it right now, but those are at the top of the list, and nobody is really competing with them. A lot of the lists that I check on a weekly basis, the cover fire over at CBSI, consistently you'll see the same names on there, and those women are on that list. Or sometimes, I love Rose Besh, I love Peach Momoko. A lot of people don't really like them, like those girls as much, but I think their artwork is fantastic. There's another woman's name that just eluded my mind just now that usually gets featured on the cover fire list, but we'll talk about it because I pick up her books, so we will make sure to highlight that in the future. But yeah, I think this is the coolest thing of the week here, this ash can here for Gargoyles. But other than that, that's going to wrap up this video for the week of November 30th, that 5th November of the month. December, we're going to kind of curtail it down a little bit because we got some fire books to look forward to in 2023. Maybe I can do a video of the top 10 books that we're most looking forward to. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But until next time, thank you guys so much for checking out the video. King Midas and the community, because I can never point in the right direction. We say goodbye to you, YouTube, and we're going to get to our Twitch gaming. Bag and boredom as always, and we'll see you next week.